A woman's body is discovered beneath a bridge in Denver, Colorado. And as the investigation deepens, the authorities uncover a sinister secret that connects her to a series of unsolved cases. With each new revelation, they piece together a chilling narrative of deceit, murder, and a killer who has been targeting women across the city. As the net tightens around the killer, a desperate race against time ensues to catch him before he claims another victim. Denver was a bustling city, vibrant and full of promise. It was a place where dreams were chased and futures were built. But beneath this thriving metropolis, a darkness was brewing, preying on the hopes and lives of its residents. This was the story of Grace Carter, a 27-year-old aspiring photographer whose lifeless body was found beneath a bridge in an isolated part of the city. Her absence was deeply felt by her family and friends, who remembered her as a bright and talented young woman with a passion for art and a contagious laugh. The news of Grace's untimely demise sent shockwaves through the community. Her death was a mystery that demanded answers, and the city's finest were on the case. Leading the investigation was Detective Isabella Isa Rodriguez, a woman with an unwavering commitment to justice and a sharp eye for detail. With a career marked by numerous successful investigations, Isa was respected by her peers and feared by criminals alike. As she delved into the details of the case, a disturbing pattern began to emerge, connecting Grace's murder to a series of unsolved disappearances and killings that had plagued Denver in recent years. As the investigation into Grace's murder progressed, Detective Rodriguez uncovered unsettling similarities between this case and several others that had occurred over the past year. Each victim had been a young woman, vibrant and full of life, just like Grace. Their families had endured agonizing months, even years, without answers, clinging to the hope that their loved ones would be found alive. Now, with Grace's case bearing striking resemblances, a sense of urgency gripped the city. Was there a serial killer on the loose? And if so, how many more lives would be lost before he struck again? The weight of the investigation pressed heavily on Detective Rodriguez's shoulders. Not only did she need to solve the case, but she also had to provide closure to the grieving families who had waited for justice for so long. As she worked tirelessly, poring over evidence and chasing leads, the pressure mounted. The clock was ticking, and she was determined not to let it run out. Amidst the sea of faces, one photograph stood out. It was a picture of Grace Carter, the latest victim, her eyes sparkling with life, her smile as radiant as the sun. In the midst of the despair, the detective saw a symbol of defiance, a tribute to the tenacious spirit of the victims. It served as a reminder of the person behind the case, the life that had been abruptly cut short. As Detective Rodriguez continued her investigation, she discovered that each victim had been active in various local environmental causes, using their voices and talents to make a positive impact on the community. The common thread wove a tapestry of shared passions, hinting at a possible motive for the heinous crimes. Could their activism have put them in danger? Were their voices silenced not only to extinguish their lives? Determined to find answers, Detective Rodriguez reached out to the families of the previous victims, offering her support and sharing her findings. In the quiet moments between interviews, she couldn't shake off the haunting feeling that they were dealing with something much larger than a series of unfortunate incidents. A killer was at large, and he had chosen these women not at random, but because of their shared activism. One lead took Detective Rodriguez to an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city. Here, amidst the grime and decay, she found a crucial piece of evidence, a discarded piece of fabric that matched the material of Grace's scarf. The discovery sent a shiver down her spine, confirming her suspicions that they were on the right track. As the investigation deepened, Detective Rodriguez's team discovered disturbing details about the victims' lives. Each woman had received anonymous threats, unsettling messages that had gone unheeded until it was too late. The realization dawned on the detective. The killer was targeting these women not only for their environmental work, but also because they were outspoken, unafraid to use their platforms to challenge injustice. The pressure mounted as the media scrutiny intensified. With each passing day, The stakes rose higher, the fear of another tragedy looming over the city. Detective Rodriguez knew that the killer was still at large, and the clock was ticking. With Grace's murder, the body count had risen, and she was determined to stop the killer before he struck again. In a daring move, Detective Rodriguez and her team decided to stage a reenactment of Grace's final moments, hoping to jog the memory of those who had seen her that fateful day. As they retraced her steps, the weight of the investigation pressed heavily on their minds. Every block, every street corner, every face held a potential clue. They were desperate, grasping at straws in a desperate bid to unlock the secrets of the case. Suddenly, amidst the chaos of the city, a witness came forward. Her name was Maya Lopez, a young woman who had witnessed a heated argument between Grace and an unknown man shortly before she vanished. The description of the man matched that of Victor Hayes, a notorious figure known for his involvement in illegal activities and harboring a deep resentment towards the environmental activists. Could this be the breakthrough they had been waiting for? As the investigation reached a critical juncture, Detective Rodriguez's team focused on Victor Hayes, piecing together his whereabouts and movements leading up to Grace's disappearance. With each passing hour, the web of deceit and danger grew tighter, leading them to the heart of Denver's criminal underworld. Through painstaking detective work, the team learned that Victor Hayes had been involved in several illegal land deals, exploiting the city's natural resources for personal gain. His actions had directly conflicted with the environmental campaigns led by the victims, creating a motive for the heinous crimes. With the pieces of the puzzle falling into place, the team was now on the brink of unmasking the killer. Armed with the evidence, they closed in on Victor Hayes, ready to bring him to justice. The operation was meticulously planned, every detail calculated to ensure the safety of the officers and the apprehension of the suspect. Undercover officers infiltrated Victor Hayes' inner circle, gathering intelligence and building a strong case against him. Every conversation, every interaction brought them closer to exposing the truth. Meanwhile, the pressure mounted as the community grew increasingly anxious. The thought of the killer still lurking in the shadows sent shivers down their spines. The need for justice, for closure, echoed through the city streets. Finally, the moment of truth arrived. The team executed the plan, descending on Victor Hayes' hideout with precision and determination. As they closed in, the evidence against him became overwhelming, leaving no doubt that he was the mastermind behind the killings. Victor Hayes was brought to justice, facing the full weight of the law for his heinous crimes. In the aftermath of Victor Hayes' arrest, a sense of relief and triumph swept through Denver. The city that had been gripped by fear and uncertainty could finally begin to heal. The families of the victims found solace in the knowledge that justice had been served, or at least it started to. But the story doesn't end here. The scars left by the killer's actions ran deep, reminding the city of the darkness that had lurked in their midst. As Denver moved forward, it did so with a renewed sense of vigilance and a commitment to honor the memories of those who had been lost. In the quieter moments, Detective Rodriguez couldn't help but wonder about the killer's motives. What had driven him to target these innocent women? The answer, she realized, lay not only in the killer's psyche, but also in the depths of the city's secrets. The case of the serial killer remained a haunting chapter in Denver's history. It served as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the unwavering pursuit of justice. And as the years passed, the city of Denver continued to grow and evolve. But the memories of those lost and the bravery of those who fought for justice endured, forever etching their names in the city's collective memory.